There's an interesting feature I noticed. At the perimeter of the stadium, you can see that there are actually shops behind, but the curious thing is, well, all the shops are closed. Hey guys, if you're wondering where am I at right now, well, I'm right at the capital city of Bangladesh, which is Dhaka. This is my first time arriving on Bangladesh soil. Very excited to see how Dhaka is like. Without further ado, let's go. Guys, the first stop that I've arrived in Dhaka basically is what we call as a 0 point in Dhaka. What's the significance of a 0 point in Dhaka? Because this is where the heart of Dhaka is. It's a beginning point for literally all the major roads in Dhaka, which I think can go to the various cities, for example like Chattogram, Soviet, and various other cities in Bangladesh. Many types of vehicles you can see, for example like tricycles, motorcycles, of course, got cars. I see a green vehicle that is right behind me. Is this a feature of Dhaka? So if everyone knows what is it called, do comment below. At this point where the roundabout is, you can see that the traffic is very messy. And often the vehicles they have to learn like, okay, give way to each other. Not far off the 0 point of Dhaka, that you can see that there is a tentage of red and white decorations. Well, this is actually the National Stadium Dhaka, and the name is just renamed from the Bandar Bagu National Stadium. You can see that the signs are behind me, they are taken down because they just renamed the stadium in February 2025, which is just a few months ago. The significance of this stadium is that this stadium has undergone refurbishment for quite a number of years. So finally that the stadium, the renovation is already completed, and have just hosted Bangladesh versus Bhutan, which Bangladesh won Bhutan by 2-0, and it's going to host Bangladesh-Singapore clash next on the 10th of June. It is common to see quite a number of hawkers doing selling items, not only food items but also things like leather shoes at the roadside. But I have to highlight that because today is being the Eid ul-Adha, a national holiday in Dhaka, so as a result you can see that the road is not as congested as what is usually happens in the normal days. In normal days you will see that the roads in Dhaka are like very congested with a lot of honking to be heard, much more than this. Hey guys, we are officially in the compounds of the National Stadium Dhaka. There's an interesting feature I noticed. At the perimeter of the stadium, you can see that there are actually shops behind, but the curious thing is, well, all the shops are closed. Well, given that today is actually Eid ul-Adha, national holiday in Bangladesh, a lot of shop owners, a lot of people go back reunion with their families. And moreover, there is a news report saying that, okay, a few days before the match, the nearby shops are expected to be closed. And I believe all this space will be used for crowd control, especially for queuing up to enter the stadium. Guys, an interesting observation I observed at for the shop called the HN Electronics behind me. Well, I see that there are those fans made in India, made in Pakistan, and in relation to Bangladesh, these three have something in common. Historically, they are part of British India, but conflict has caused these countries to be separated from a British India, which causes the countries that are being formed right now. Behind me, you see there's a viaduct above me. Well, that's actually the Dhaka Metro Line 6, which just opened. But an interesting phenomenon is today that the whole service is closed because of the national holiday, Eid ul-Adha. So it will only open tomorrow, and I'm very excited to try out the metro the next day. An interesting phenomenon I just observed, well, when the tricycles are cycling on the road, they can just go anywhere in any direction. Although in Bangladesh that we drive on the left hand side of the road, well, you can see that on the left hand side of the road, where am I right now, the tricycle can just go in two directions. Well, I'm pretty sure that they're taking advantage of the low traffic during the national holidays. Then maybe they can do that. But definitely not on normal days. Look at this store behind me right on the roadside. Well, you can see that there's a group of people, and one of them, the butcher, is chopping the meat. I guess this must be the animals that are being sacrificed on the day of the Eid ul-Adha. And from there, maybe they sell it to the passers-by, the customers. It's pretty much a good gesture, maybe to share, for example, the meat with, especially the not so fortunate, the low-income people. So at least the sharing is like a good deed, making everyone enjoy the festive atmosphere here. Behind me, you can actually see the carcasses of the corpse, the animals that are being slaughtered for meat. So they are being strewn over here. And another hawker behind me is like dividing the meat of the carcass in a manual manner. So he uses his feet as an anchor to slice the meat up. Guys, you have to be very careful. Based on what I see in front, all kinds of the blood, the carcass, and maybe some of the waste materials. They are chopping the meat. And I guess all this they are going to sell as leather. This is actually a phenomenon on how the Eid ul-Adha being celebrated, and you can even see some of the corpses just being thrown on the road, left on the road. You can see there are those animals, they are behind me, and I'm pretty sure they are being tethered to the gates of a shop as they're waiting to be slaughtered. Many animals, especially cows, you can see right behind me. So I believe they are next in line to get slaughtered, to get the meat or whatever. So I believe that when an animal is being slaughtered in this kind of conditions, and you will try to like make a maximum use of the animal, so you don't want to waste the animal as far as possible. For example, the skin can be for the leather, the meat of course for consumption, etc. This place you can actually see a lot of trishaws going in everywhere, the directions. Not only that, but I believe also cars, like Shibuya crossing in Japan. In front of me, basically there are those carcasses after the meat has already been separated from the carcass. So this is actually the skin, and you can see that there are quite a number of people like lifting the very heavy skin and loading onto the lorry. So I'm pretty sure that they will be like doing more additional works, maybe to convert them into leather, which can be used for example like sofas, like pillows, etc. I believe that from all the skin that they gathered from the carcasses, that they can eventually convert them into the leather by doing the further processing. Guys, a notable feature of what I observed the shops and kiosks around the streets of Dhaka is that today that most of them are closed, except of course, for example, like shops like Health Center, which they like sell the basically health products, supplements, etc. remain open. I want to highlight that today is the actual day of the Eid ul-Adha, but the national holidays in Dhaka actually not only includes today, but it spans from 5 June all the way to 10 June. Guys, what you have just heard just now is actually the prayers from a mosque. In a day, there are certain timings in which the prayers will actually be conducted. Traditionally, in Muslim culture, that one day they all together 5 prayers. depending on the timings of the day. Guys, looking at the white tower ahead of me, it's called the Baitul Mukarram National Mosque. Well, this is a very, very important mosque where those Muslims will gather and pray, and I'm pretty sure that this mosque will be, it's very, very crowded, full of the people praying, especially during the Eid ul-Adha actual festival today, earlier in the morning. Do remember to share, like, and subscribe my YouTube channel so that you won't miss any important updates. When my next venture be a home or away, I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye bye!